welcome to this month's edition to City Spotlight. I'm Mayor Frank Cownie, and here we are on Court Avenue, and we're going to talk about Farmers Market. Happens each year and has been, I think, for 39 years, and I'm here with Kelly Foss, who's the Executive Director of the Downtown Farmers Market. Welcome to City Spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Talk to us a little bit about Farmers Market. How long has it been going? How many vendors do you have? Where did it start? How did it start?
Right. Well,
give us sort of a background.
I'd love to. The Downtown Farmers Market started in 1976 with a handful of vendors, literally 5 vendors, coming into downtown to sell their art and craft and, of course, the produce. And it's grown very gradually and very strategically since then. And so fast forward up to maybe the early 80s, the farmers market had quite a growth spurt and decided to move into the Court District and onto Court Avenue. And so by the late 80s, the market was on Court Avenue. And it started growing. We started adding more growers from around the community. And now fast forward a little bit up to maybe the early 2001-ish. The growth of the farmers market has really sprung since then, and we kind of credit that to there's more farmers, there's more people who are asking about their food, and so every Saturday, 7 a.m. to noon on Court Avenue, we have about 200 growers and bakers and artists selling and creating a great community event.
How much of the produce and quite frankly the art is local, we'll just say Iowa produce and art and manufactured here, and how much comes from somewhere else?
Yeah, well, the whole heart of the Downtown Farmers Market is locally grown product, locally raised product, and locally made product. So most of the product that you find at the farmers market is locally grown. We have 80% of the participants selling at the market are selling Iowa-raised produce, the fresh fruits and vegetables and the meats and cheeses. There are a few people who were here in the very early years of the farmers market that are doing a little bit of wholesale, and what that means is that they're bringing product that we don't raise in Iowa, or maybe it's not in season in Iowa, so they're kind of complementing what we have available in Iowa.
All right, now also there's always a discussion, whether it's here or in stores. Talk to us about organic, and can people sort those people out? How do you know who's organic and who's not, and what does that mean?
You know, what organic means is that the product is grown without the chemicals that would be used traditionally. And so it actually can mean a lot of different things. There is an actual certification that is a federal certification, and if a grower is certified organic, there's a process in which their land has to gradually become certified organic, so they're not using these chemicals for several years. So we have some of our growers are in what they call
3 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, 3 or 5 years. I think it just varies depending on the land that they're on. And so there's this transition period, and many of our growers that sell at the farmers market are in that transition period. And some of them are not really trying to become certified organic, but they're growing chemical free. And so that's the great thing about shopping at a farmer's market and at our farmer's market is you get to meet the farmer who's growing the food. And so you can ask them specifically, how are you raising your product and what are you putting on your product, and ask them about the chemicals they're using. Because they're not certified organic doesn't mean that they're using chemicals. Many of them choose to grow chemical free. So that's a really great thing for the eater, the customer, the consumer, to be able to have that conversation with their farmer.
Now, you mentioned that we've talked about food. There's a lot of other stuff. People making clothes, people selling art, and there's also performers, right? I mean, so
That's right.
It's a multifaceted event. Talk to us a little bit about that and how that evolved.
Sure. Well, we think that buying your food, everybody needs to eat. So people will find food, whether it's at the grocery store or they're going to a restaurant or they're shopping at a farmer's market. But the unique thing about shopping at a farmer's market is it really brings the community together. And to really enhance the experience, we've added a little bit of art and craft and people and baked goods and entertainers and musicians. And so our market runs from, or it's about 9 city blocks. And so throughout the farmer's market, you're going to find 5 to 6 different local entertainers who are playing everything from jazz to country to maybe they're polka dancing in the middle of Court Avenue. So it really livens it up and becomes a community event that everybody's invited to.
Talk to us a little bit also about the logistics. So it goes now, you're on Court Avenue, and that's sort of the center, the heart of it, but it goes from where to where, east to west, and how far north to south?
Our farmers market has grown quite a bit. It's about 9 city blocks. And we say it goes from the courthouse to the river, and then we kind of sprawl out in those side streets. So we stretch from on 4th Street and 3rd and then 2nd, kind of out maybe about a block on each side. So it's quite large.
But you're not up on Walnut, so it's on the side streets. You'd be like on 4th Street and 3rd Street and maybe 2nd Street and then down to the river.
That's right.
And then block or 2 south then also.
That's
so you
right.
take it, sort of encompass that whole area.
Yep, we kind of encompass the whole court district. Focus on that is
Now,
where we...
for our viewers that are coming down and maybe they haven't experienced it, where should they think about parking?
Well, we have quite a bit of parking in downtown.
Because they can't, when the market's on, you can't park on Court Avenue, right?
That's right. Front door parking is a little bit difficult on Court Avenue because Court Avenue is closed, and that's where our vendors are selling.
Sure.
So it is a good idea to think about where you might park when you're thinking about coming down to shop at the farmers market. We have 2 parking ramps right in the court district, and I always like to tell people those are sort of like rock star parking no matter what floor you park on in the parking ramp, because you can get on the elevator and it takes you right into the heart of the farmers market. But we also have street parking, which meter parking is free on Saturdays, so that's very convenient.
Do they park free in the garages on Saturdays as well?
Yes.
Okay.
The parking in the parking ramps is free in the morning on Saturdays during the market. That's right.
All right, good. We're going to be right back and talk to one of the vendors. So we've got a couple of things for you to take a look at, and we'll be right back. I'm Mayor Frank Cownie, and this is City Spotlight.
Reducing, reusing, and recycling your household goods is an important contribution to our impact on our environment. So I encourage each of you to pitch in the blue bin and recycle more.
Hey Ace, can Bill recycle this? That's right, only glass jars and bottles can go into the recycling bin. The other glass is just trash. I'm pitching in.
Hey Serge, can Bill still recycle this? Fill up your blue bin and help keep service costs down. I'm pitching in.
Hey Cubby Bear, I got aluminum cans, soft drinks, and beverages. Can I recycle these? Let's all recycle, especially aluminum cans. I'm pitching in.
Thanks for pitching in, guys. By recycling your household materials like plastics, paper, metals, and glass, you make our community cleaner, you increase the life of our landfill, and you generate cash. Thanks for pitching in.
I was a football player and rugby player through high school. I decided not to go on and play college sports. I wanted a competitive edge. Looked in the phone book and found the sport of judo. I competed in judo for 7 years, and after doing judo, the competition had left, so I wanted a new competitive sport, so I looked in the phone book and found the sport of Muay Thai. During the day, I work in a pretty stressful banking environment. Coming to the gym after a hard day at the office is a really big relief. My name's Chris, and I geek Muay Thai.
right, welcome back, Frank County again. I hope you found something on the city calendar that you and your family can get out and enjoy. Lots of things going on in and around Des Moines. With me now is Derreck Lewis. Derreck has Thelmas, and it says themastertreats.com right on there. But Derreck, talk to us a little bit about what you do and about your experience here at Farmers Market, and how long you've been participating.
Yeah, this is our first year as a vendor, which
Wow.
we're pretty excited to be involved in. We do made from scratch cookies.
Now, did you have to wait for a while to get? Were you on a waiting list?
There's an application process. It's
Yeah.
pretty, you have to show where all your ingredients come from, and it helps you to use more local things. Baking is kind of tough to use a lot of local things, but we use grime eggs from a farmer out of Grimes and things like that. So, yeah, we do made from scratch cookies, and then we fill them with ice cream and individually wrap them, so it's a handmade ice cream sandwich.
Right on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so whose recipe? Is this your recipe that you use for the cookies?
We use my great-grandma Thelma's snickerdoodle recipe, and she's 107 this year, and so
107 years old and
Yeah.
still cooking.
yeah. She lives in Newton. She lived her whole life in Monroe on our Century farm, and so we really kind of built a brand to commemorate her life and all the memories that we have with her. And so we use her snickerdoodle recipe, and then we have our own chocolate chip, and then we have a spicy chocolate chip recipe that's kind of fun too.
So what gave you the idea to put this together as ice cream? Do you just sell the cookies as well? So can a person come down to Farmers Market, buy Thelma's cookie, but also I'd rather have the ice cream sandwich? You can do that, or is there an option?
No, at the market we just do the ice cream sandwiches. So we have a little ice cream cart with an umbrella, and it's very kind of standard street vendor style.
Okay.
During the week, you can get warm Thelma's cookies delivered in our little oven box. But the ice cream sandwiches are only available at the market. So.
All right. Where are you located at the Farmers Market? Are you same place every week, or do you move around?
Well, as a new vendor, they can move us around a little bit. Oh, here's our cool box.
Wow, it looks like an oven. You got the burners on the top and the little knobs and everything.
Saturday Manufacturing's a local marketing firm here in town, and they developed the whole brand for us and really try to keep it as a retro feel and all that stuff.
Sure.
And, but yeah, it opens just like an oven, and they slide out, and so they come piping hot. So
Wow.
anyway, so we've been at the south end of 4th.
Okay.
For the first couple of weekends, and then we'll just, wherever they put us would be great. So it's always a different experience and different people, and some people find you, some people don't, and it kind of keeps it exciting.
What made you think that this would be a good place for you guys to be and sell your product? Had you experienced Farmers Market before? Did you come down and kind of look at it and say, we ought to be here?
Yeah, I've come as a customer and
Sure.
walked around and tried different things. I think the biggest thing about Farmers Market, as opposed to any other venue or festival or anything like that, is the interaction with customers.
Sure.
This is where things start and things happen, and businesses can kind of get their feet wet and get a real interaction with the customer.
2 weeks experience now, and moving into the rest of the summer. How was it the first couple of weeks?
It was great. We had a great turnout, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I knew you were Grandma Thelma," or good stories like that. And people say, "Oh, I have a Grandma Thelma. I want one of your T-shirts," or something like that. So it's stuff that we didn't really predict, and it's just the thing we need for ice cream sandwiches is heat. So when it's a cold morning, nobody buys ice cream sandwiches, but
Sure.
we know it'll be July and August. We'll have plenty of
Guaranteed,
heat.
you'll get heat. You'll get heat.
Yeah, we're not too worried.
And Thelma's an interesting name because those are sort of those retro names. Thelma's a name that somebody's grandmother or great grandmother was called. My mother, who would be 107 right now, was Ividel. And boy, there's another flashback name. Because you never hear anybody name that these days, at least Ividel, and very few Thelmas. So
we did some research on the name, and there was a novel written that used the name Thelma in it in 1890 or something, and then from them to 1920, it was really popular.
A lot of Thelmas.
Yeah, and then it just dove off. So that's why we think the name kind of associates with grandmas a lot, and that's what we want people to think of as their grandma's cookies and their experience with grandmas. So,
where do you think you're going to take the whole Thelma's idea and label from here?
Just more markets. We sell them at the Gateway Market and a couple of small restaurants and kind of hit and miss here. It'd be great to have ice cream sandwiches available in more places.
Sure.
And the delivery business is fun. We just like interacting with customers, so just delivering more warm cookies throughout the city.
So do you do this 12 months a year? Is this your full-time job, or do you do something else as well?
Yeah, my mom and I do it. So
Okay.
she bakes and I deliver most days during the week, and then we make ice cream sandwiches in between those times. But in the colder seasons, the warm cookies take up way more of our time than the hot time of the year. Then we
Sure.
do more of the ice cream sandwiches. So
All right.
yeah.
All right, so Farmers Market is going to be an opportunity, and let's hope during this summer you've got what does your little booth look like?
Well, we knew when the farmers market gets busy, the streets fill up and you can't really see the carts, so we built a giant red oven mitt
Wow.
to go on top of our umbrella. So if you look all the way down the farmers market, you can see that, and then that's where you know to go to get ice cream sandwiches.
All right, everybody look for Thelmas. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a break, and then we'll bring Kelly back and talk a little bit more.
Reducing, reusing, and recycling your household goods is an important contribution to our impact on our environment. So I encourage each of you to pitch in the blue bin and recycle more.
Hey Ace, can Bill recycle this? That's right, only glass jars and bottles can go into the recycling bin. The other glass is just trash. I'm pitching in.
Hey Serge, can Bill still recycle this? Fill up your blue bin and help keep service costs down. I'm pitching in.
Hey Cubby Bear, I got aluminum cans, soft drinks, and beverages. Can I recycle these? Let's all recycle, especially aluminum cans. I'm pitching in.
Thanks for pitching in, guys. By recycling your household materials like plastics, paper, metals, and glass, you make our community cleaner, you increase the life of our landfill, and you generate cash. Thanks for pitching in.
I was a football player and rugby player through high school. I decided not to go on and play college sports. I wanted a competitive edge. Looked in the phone book and found the sport of judo. I competed in judo for 7 years, and after doing judo, the competition had left, so I wanted a new competitive sport. So I looked in the phone book and found the sport of Muay Thai. During the day, I work in a pretty stressful banking environment. Coming to the gym after a hard day at the office is a really big relief. My name's Chris, and I geek Muay Thai.
Welcome back. Here we are still on Court Avenue, and Kelly's back. Kelly, let's talk about the future of Farmers Market, and also if people need information, maybe you could tell people and our viewers, how do they contact you? How do they get information? Do you have a website? Do you have a phone number? How do they get a hold of Kelly?
Okay, great. Well, the future of Farmers Market, we're really focusing on quality, not so much quantity. We don't feel like we need to grow a lot bigger, but we really want to focus on quality products. So I think helping people know how to connect with us if they feel they have a quality product or they're growing fresh food locally, we're looking for those people, and how they can get a hold of us is all of our vendor applications can be found on our website, and we do those early in the year. So January and February would be a good time to connect with us if you're interested in selling at the farmers market. You can go to DesMoinesFarmersMarket.com. We also have, you can call our phone number at 515-286-4911, and we'd love to give you some information on how to become a vendor and sell your great local product at the farmers market.
All right, now we were talking about Thelmas a minute ago, and you said, this is his first year, an occasional vendor. Now, some of them are in the same place every week, year after year, but others move around a little bit.
Right.
How do you decide who's going to do that? And if I had a product that fit into your categories, can I still get into the farmers market on an occasional basis?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So we're a farmers market, so we focus on the farmer. So our farmers always have an opportunity to apply, and if they have a product that we're seeking, farmers will be accepted into the farmers market and have the ability to become a full season farmers market, become a full season vendor. our other vendors like Thelmas and people who sell arts and crafts and different types of products, we like to kind of sprinkle those in to enhance the experience of the farmers market for one, but also to allow many of our entrepreneurs in our city to have an opportunity to sell directly to customers at the market. So an occasional vendor who sells something like ice cream sandwiches would not be at the would most likely not be accepted to sell at the market every single Saturday, but might get a chance to sell maybe 12 or 15 times during the season to sort of test it out.
Okay. Well, Derreck, we've talked about your product. Might you have brought a sample of it?
I just happened to bring some samples.
All right.
So. The best way to sell ice cream sandwiches is to give someone an ice cream sandwich.
It's exactly right.
So I have chocolate chip or snickerdoodle.
I'll try the snickerdoodle.
Okay, I'll go with chocolate chip then.
Okay.
Oh, and this is Grandma Thelma's recipe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well I might have to share this so you can see what all the fuss is about. So
These are fabulous. So, for all of our viewers, come down and look for Thelma's and all the other vendors at Farmers Market. And until next time, I'm still Mayor Frank Cownie, and this is City Spotlight, and hope to see you at the market.